Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Two things you need to know for our next weather makers. One, a very warm afternoon, and then tomorrow we're tracking showers. I'll show you what time they'll start.
Making a statement. UNC fans are feeling good after the Tar Heels dominated in their tournament opening game.
Action speaks louder than words, and they're stepping up, so we'll see what happens.
The excitement that's building in Chapel Hill and around the country as UNC moves on to the next round.
Legislating vaping, what state lawmakers are doing today that could lead to new rules for young people and for stores that sell the products. So glad to have you in on this Wednesday as the NCAA tipped up the tournament last night with the first two of the four anyway. But a local team moving on, and that is great news. Yeah. Good to have you with us. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu for Carolina. Reigning threes, RJ Davis, 6 for 6 there. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is back with us this morning. Good morning, Elizabeth, and it's a pretty morning out there.
Good morning. It is a really pretty morning. It feels great out. It looks great. Our skies are nice and clear. 44 degrees, though, so it is on the cool side. This morning, the winds are light, but we will see some winds later on today, and that means high fire danger for us again, so we'll talk more about that. We have some 30s on the map, though, this morning as you're heading out the door. 39 in Southern Pines, 36 in Roxborough, 38 in South Hill. Otherwise, temperatures are in the low to mid 40s. So it's a chilly start. I was pretty happy to have, a coat on actually this morning. Hour by hour, our wind gusts this afternoon will be about 15 to almost 20 miles per hour. And of course, that means that that southwesterly wind is going to help to warm us up, but it also brings high fire danger, especially for our western counties. So we do have high brush fire risk again. Our rain chances for today are 0, but we'll walk through our chances for tomorrow coming up. This afternoon should be really nice, a high of 80 degrees. I'll show you what time the rain arrives tomorrow coming up.
The UNC Tar Heels are moving on in the NCAA tournament. They made a statement with a big win last night in their opening game, which ended just before midnight. WRAL's Laura Levine is live at Lenovo Center this morning. Laura, fans have a lot to be excited about after that dominating performance last night.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Renee. Well, here at the Lenovo Center, the road to the Final Four will heat up this weekend. Meanwhile, that Triangle team, it was a promising night for UNC, now working to prove that they belong in this tournament. In last night's first four, the Tar Heels showed that they are here to compete. The team crushed San Diego State 95-68 in a battle of number 11 seeds in Dayton, Ohio. The Tar Heels led by as many as 40 points in the second half. This comes as the Tar Heels inclusion in the field set off a wave of criticism from pretty much everywhere, college basketball analysts and commentators as well. So we caught up with some fans at a sports bar last night as they watched the game play out. They say for this team, actions speak louder than words.
It has just been unbelievable. Watching North Carolina play this way, I think it's the best first half they've had the entire year, and everybody's involved. Every player, RJ is just outstanding.
You can hear the excitement in his voice. Well, UNC now advances to the first round to face number 6 seed Ole Miss in Milwaukee on Friday afternoon. And here at the Lenovo Center, the first and second round of NCAA games will also take place here Friday and Sunday. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
This morning, crews will resume their search for a 7-year-old who disappeared in the Tar River. Sky 5 flew over the scene in Franklin County. The boy fell into the river Monday afternoon and did not resurface. Crews have been using boats and drones to try and find him. This morning, crews plan to return to the scene with cadaver dogs.
Today, Governor Josh Stein will unveil his budget proposal for 2025 to 27. His full plan to unlikely be approved by the GOP-led legislature. The proposal will give us an idea of what Stein is looking for in his spending wish list and where some common ground can be found. Stein plans to hold a news conference 10:30 this morning. Also today, lawmakers in Raleigh will consider new legislation about vaping. The goal is to make it harder for kids to get their hands on vapes. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is outside the legislative building this morning for us. And Kelsey, this would put new rules on stores that sell these products, right?
Yes, Jeff, and we first did a deep dive into vaping laws last year during our WRAL documentary Gen V. So this morning, this topic is coming to the forefront again as lawmakers are considering new legislation. This morning, legislators will present a new bill designed to help curb teen vaping. On average, 3 students vape in any given high school classroom in our state. It's according to the state health department. North Carolina lawmakers are working to change the legal age for tobacco products to 21. This would make the state law compliant to a federal law that's already on the books. Right now, the legal age to buy tobacco products in North Carolina is only 18. State lawmakers also want to implement tobacco retail sales permits to help keep track of who is selling vapes. A news conference is scheduled this morning at 10:30 so we can learn more about this bill. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Your child's school experience may change next year. The superintendent of Wake County Schools is suggesting cuts in certain areas to tackle financial challenges. The school system is preparing to open 4 new schools while losing millions in federal dollars. Superintendent Robert Taylor is seeking $40.3 million more in local funds than what the district received last year. His budget proposal looks at cutting employee benefits and select teaching positions. You can share your feedback on the budget at a public hearing on April 8th. There will be 3 other public input sessions before final revisions in May. Go to WRAL.com for those locations and times.
Raleigh's new police chief is outlining the ways he is working with officers to build community and improve safety. Chief Rico Boyce says violent crime and property crime rates are trending down. He shared a list of priorities that are focused on reducing crime and improving safety. That includes more bike patrols, increased foot patrols in the downtown area, and expanding the city's camera system.
Say the momentum inside the Raleigh Police Department is very high. The officers are very engaged. They appreciate their new chief, not deputy chief, but chief. And I'm keeping the morale high and keeping the officers engaged, but also interacting with the community and forming those meaningful relationships.
In the weeks to come, Chief Boyce said he plans to take a deep dive into the overall structure of the police department to make sure resources are allocated properly.
An investigation is underway after a body was found in the Cape Fear River in Fayetteville yesterday. Fayetteville police are investigating along with SBI. There's no word on who the victim was or if police suspect anything criminal.
Holly Springs Town Council is giving the go-ahead to a new residential development despite vocal opposition from neighbors there. A rezoning request proposes adding 122 homes to an already congested area off Avent Ferry Road. People who spoke at last night's Town Council meeting said that stretch of road is congested and not wide enough to support more drivers and new residents. Town Council voted 4-1 to approve the project, leaving those people frustrated.
Extremely disappointed in the people that we've elected to listen to our voices. It appears that they listen to developers far more deeply than they do for the facts that we presented.
The developer is Epcon. They made amendments to the proposal, including safety improvements to the streets and a greenway for safer pedestrian and bicycle passage.
NC State has a new chancellor. Kevin Howell will be the 15th chancellor for the university. He is the first African-American and former NC State student body president to hold that position. After being introduced yesterday, Howell spoke about his humble beginnings in Shelby to all of the corners of the state that he has touched on his way to being selected as chancellor-elect. He took time to acknowledge the reason he's humbled by this responsibility: the students at the state's largest university.
You're the real reason we're here today. We see hope in you. We see prosperity. It's your ability to inspire innovative thinking and solve complex challenges. Never forget, that is your superpower.
Howell was not made available for comment after the ceremony. He will take over for Randy Woodson in early May.
Today, lawmakers in Raleigh will discuss a bill cracking down on surprise billing practices by hospitals. The state Senate will debate a bill that aims to increase transparency for patients and lower their bills. The Senate passed similar proposals in 2021 and 2023, but those bills were not taken up by the House. Coming up on 20 minutes before 5 right now on your Wednesday, easing the burden, how a new donation to Duke Health is being used to help people with everyday needs as they fight cancer.
Cold case arrest. The crime a Moore County man is now facing charges for more than 45 years after it happened.
And last day of winter, it'll feel more like May out there today. This is a live look at Franklin Street in Chapel Hill. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is back after the break with which parts of our area will have temperatures in the 80s later today.
443, taking a live look at downtown Raleigh right now. Our skies are clear. It's going to be a real pretty start this morning. Here at the Legislative Building, the flags are completely still, but that is not likely to be the case all day today. We will end up with some breezy conditions this afternoon, which means high fire danger, especially in our western counties. It's a chilly start this morning, too. 36 in Roxborough, 43 Fayetteville and Garner. It's 41 in Cary and 40 degrees in Rocky Mount and Wilson. So walking the dog this morning, a jacket or even a coat will feel nice out there, but temperatures will warm up fast. We'll hit 70 degrees by lunchtime, meaning the perfect lunch hour to spend outside. Of course, we still have low humidity. We're beginning to see a little bit of tree pollen. We'll talk about what the levels look like today, but we'll hit 80 degrees for our high temperature this afternoon.
Thanks. A bill that could significantly cut the cost of breast and cervical cancer screenings for women in North Carolina has cleared its first hurdle in the legislature. The bill would require insurance to cover additional diagnostic tests, just like routine mammograms and pap smears. It passed the House Health Committee with bipartisan support. State Representative Becky Carney highlighted the significant role that cost plays in health care access.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was because I was able to have the ultrasound in addition to the mammogram, and mine was not covered, but I could afford it. There are those that cannot afford that.
27 other states have passed similar legislation.
President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin both say they agree the war between Russia and Ukraine needs to end. Two leaders held a lengthy call yesterday, and they agreed to start with an energy and infrastructure ceasefire, along with negotiations on a maritime ceasefire in the Black Sea. According to a White House statement, these negotiations will begin immediately in the Middle East. It was not immediately clear what Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's response was to that announcement. Zelensky has said he doesn't trust Putin to stick to a ceasefire because Russia has broken previous agreements.
An American believed to be the last to see a college student who disappeared while vacationing in the Dominican Republic is no longer under police supervision. A judge says that he could rule only on if Joshua Reeby should be allowed to move freely in the country, and that his courtroom was not the appropriate venue to sort out the matter of Reeby's passport. His lawyers say his passport was confiscated. Reeby has not been accused of any crime. Police have said there is no suspect in Sudiksha Konecki's disappearance. Her parents say authorities told them they believe she drowned.
A Moore County man has been arrested in connection with a 1979 cold case murder in another state. 82-year-old Roger Brown is charged with first-degree murder, rape, and other offenses. The FBI was involved in Brown's arrest at his Pinehurst home March 11th. He's accused of killing Catherine Donahue. The 31-year-old's body was found in a parking lot in Maryland. Brown remains in North Carolina pending extradition to Maryland.
A $150,000 donation will help ease the burdens of household bills for women while they undergo cancer treatment at Duke Health in Wake County. The nonprofit One of Us presented a check to leaders at Duke Women's Center Care Raleigh yesterday. The donation will provide patients who demonstrate financial need with up to $1,500 per year to pay everyday expenses such as rent, childcare, and transportation. Stacey McLean was just 33 years old when she was first diagnosed with breast cancer. It has since spread to her brain. The mother of two from Fayetteville says she had to give up work and struggle financially until Duke Health connected her with these funds.
I have a limited income. Losing my business was a big hit, and I got no warning. Cancer didn't say, hey, you won't be able to do the things that you've been doing for 19 years. My income was just snatched from me.
One of Us was started by a local breast cancer survivor and has donated $120,000 to Duke Women's Cancer Center Raleigh since 2021. And that money has provided financial support to 100 people over the last 3 years.
4:47 the time right now. It'll be winter all the way until about this time tomorrow. And we're saying bring it on right now. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, 80 today.
Yeah, it's going to be great out there. We take a live look at Fenton and Cary, and you can see, I think people have really been enjoying the lawn. You can see the chairs sitting out there where, in little clusters where it looks like people have been enjoying the nice warm temperatures. 44 degrees is our temperature this morning. So we're in that time of year that, I just feel is perfect. It's chilly in the morning. It's nice and clear. It's crisp, but we are, moving into a bit more of the pollen. Still haven't seen a whole lot of yellow pine pollen right here. It tends to start in the south. So down around Fayetteville, Clinton, you're going to start to see it first. In the mornings, temperatures are in the 40s. As a matter of fact, we've got a smattering of 30s out there. So a jacket or a coat feels good, and then shorts and t-shirts this afternoon. So we'll see, a good 40-degree jump this afternoon from our morning temperatures, at least in some places where we're in the upper 30s to low 40s this morning. Around town this afternoon, 80 in Raleigh, 81 in Durham, and 82 degrees in Fayetteville with beautiful sunny skies. Our hour-by-hour wind gusts, it'll be gusting up to 15, maybe close to 20 this afternoon. Our wind coming out of the southwest is going to really pump up those temperatures up to 80 degrees, but it also does bring us high fire danger, especially in our western counties. If you remember all the rain that we had on Sunday, it was a very interesting day. We kept seeing rain redeveloping from Raleigh eastward, and so we've had enough rain there that the fire danger is not as high, but we just didn't see nearly as much rain in our western counties on Sunday, so it's a bit drier here. So there is that fire danger you'll want to watch out for and not do any outdoor burning. We are looking high for trees. Now, pine has started to show up. It wasn't really showing up last week, but pine's beginning to show up. So in some places, you may begin to see a little bit of that yellow pine pollen. Our record pollen count, 5,200, but we're looking at only around 100. That still makes it high, but it's just to say it's only going to get worse. Spring begins tomorrow at 5:01. Right now it's 4:49, so almost at this time. That means we have almost equal daylight and darkness, and we're going to talk more about what that means with our daylight coming up. Our next weather maker is to our west, and it arrives tomorrow, bringing us the chance of some showers. Most of that rain tomorrow will be in the afternoon, but coming up, we're going to walk through Futurecast with you hour by hour so you can plan around it.
Sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Some gooey fun. How Jell-O and some good-natured staff members help kids at a North Carolina Children's Hospital relieve some stress by making a mess.
Oh, that looks great. And back on Earth now in the next half hour. What is next for the NASA astronauts who splashed down last night after more than 9 months in space?
It is 4:53 as we take a live look at Sanford. It's clear, it's quiet, and starting off, you'll need a coat or a jacket, but it will get super warm. How does 80 degrees sound, everybody? Well, it's not quite spring, but Hollywood is already thinking summer. David Daniel has a trio of new previews for upcoming films in today's Hollywood Minute.
Come on, brother. Grip it and rip it.
I guess I need to update my happy place to something a little more age appropriate.
Nearly 30 years after he first hit the links, Adam Sandler is back in the official teaser trailer for Happy Gilmore 2. The comedy sequel is set to tee off July 25th on Netflix.
You're the matchmaker. You want a drink?
Sure. Coke and beer.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, John.
Dakota Johnson stars in Materialists as a high-powered matchmaker caught between an old friend, played by Chris Evans, and a rich suitor, played by Pedro Pascal. The romantic drama, written and directed by Celine Song, Oscar-nominated for Past Lives, opens in theaters June 13th.
Now, the Kremlin wants the world to believe that Russia is waging a war against terrorists. Its real purpose is a dedicated campaign of genocide.
Well, you said you were going to be tough on him. You've dropped a bomb on his doorstep.
I was aiming for his lap.
Maxine Peake stars in Words of War as Russian-American investigative journalist and human rights activist Anna Politkovskaya, who paid for her reporting on the Second Chechen War with her life. The political drama opens in theaters May 2nd, one day before UN World Press Freedom Day on May 3rd. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Patients at a children's hospital in Greenville got a chance to let off some steam in a pretty creative way. The kids at Maynard Children's Hospital spent time outside in the nice weather yesterday for the return of the annual Jell-O toss. Each year, team members volunteer to join the pediatric patients for a day of fun where the kids get to throw Jell-O at them. Besides relieving some stress, the event gives the patients the opportunity to bond with their caregivers.
It's really cool. It's a cool experience to have these kids come outside of the hospital and just get some sun, get some fresh air, just get them out of the, we try our best to make the hospital a happy place, but it's nice to get them to come out here and see them laugh and have some fun.
Well, what's more fun than Jell-O, right? The event falls during Child Life Month, which is dedicated to honoring child life specialists and raising awareness of their important work.
Hope they could eat some as well. A scare for a trucker caught on camera as lightning hits the road directly in front of them. Look at this. Lightning strikes on I-285 in Georgia, right in front of that truck. This took place on Sunday night. You can see sparks shooting off the ground. The trucker was able to keep driving through the smoke that was left behind. No one was hurt. Wow, scary drive. Moving on, UNC is advancing in the NCAA tournament after a huge win in their first game. What's next after the statement the Tar Heels made against San Diego State?
Files released. More than 80,000 documents regarding the Kennedy assassination are now publicly available. What they contain and how people are digging through them this morning.
Feeling like May. Temperatures could reach the 80s today as we look live at North Hills. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking the round of rain that we'll see after today's spring warmth.